Hi, today we're going to talk about why and how to network. 3 reasons why I think networking helps you in your job search, and 3 ways to basically be more effective when you're networking in person and online. So to begin with, we're going to look at the reasons why networking can help you in your job search. First, I think it involves market research. You may be new to an industry or type of job. So in this case, what do you need to know? Those are the types of questions you want to ask so that you can better prepare your job application or better prepare for a job interview at a particular company. The other thing that networking does is it can lead to job leads. You could basically be told by your different people in your network or the people you're talking to, like, hey, there's a job opening over at my company. We haven't advertised it yet, but maybe you want to apply. The other way that this works is through referrals. So maybe you want to work at a particular company, you know somebody who already works there. They could give you a referral link if that's how the company operates, and you could apply through that link, get special attention, maybe skip the interview, the recruiter screen, and they can get credit. The other way that I think networking actually really does help you in your job search is I see it as interview prep. So if you're talking to people that don't already know you, aka strangers, then you're more likely to get better practice at filling in all the gaps of information that you need to share on an interview, like who you are, what you've been through, and how you can help. Now, one of the things I did learn while I was networking was that women can be more effective in networking because they take a more relational approach rather than a transactional approach. Now, this essentially means the focus should be on relationship building because it can feel like you're being used if somebody just comes to you and says, here's my resume, what do you think? Or here's my resume, go get me a job. Like, if that's not what you're there for, then what you really want to do is have a conversation and get to know each other. So that relationship building can go a long way. Now, speaking of that, when you're networking in person, you do want to be prepared to share your contact information. That's why business cards or calling cards can be so helpful, because then you can essentially just hand those out, or maybe you even have one of those apps where you can scan a QR code and share everybody's profiles or portfolios or LinkedIn profiles. That's a nice way to go as well. Now, when it comes to your elevator pitch, you want to have that ready so that you can get the key parts of information across that you need to. The structure of why, how, what can be most effective. And as a matter of fact, that's the same framework from the Start With Why, a TED Talk that Simon Sinek did. So I highly recommend it. Now, the other thing you want to be sure to do is be curious. The reason for that is you're going to ask questions of the other person as well, so that it's more of a dialogue instead of a monologue. Pretty much monologues are probably only really good in Shakespearean theater. I digress. So when it comes to networking online, part of what you want to do is be talking to the hiring manager, because they're more likely to know when they're going to hire before they tell the recruiter. That's what's known as the hidden job market. The other thing to be mindful of is that you want to customize your messages. So namely, if you're going to message to people on LinkedIn, it defaults to a template where you can send a connection request and it says, hey, be a part of my network. Well, I do know somebody in the data science industry who's very particular about not reading or responding to those kinds of requests. So the more tailored your approach is, the more effective it can be. Now, the other thing that I think will be helpful in terms of networking online is asking people to conduct an informational interview. So basically, you want to have a call with them, either video call or a voice-to-voice call. That way you can ask them questions and get to know them and the industry a little bit better. Now, if you want any more tips, feel free to reach out to me. I'm at sacred-time.com.